The Jenn Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life, is an inspirational hour that'll take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jenn Royster is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Imagine having the ability to use your innate positive energy to dissolve the stuckness in your life, whether it's emotional, physical, or spiritual, through this incredible dynamic show. Get ready to be transformed from Dr. Jenn's live guided healing meditations and intuitive readings, and unveil the power of connecting to spirit, the angels, and your higher self. Dr. Jenn is passionate about helping you find the answers you're looking for through an inward journey that'll strengthen your connection to spirit and help you trust your intuition. Now, here's your host, Dr. Jenn Royster.
Hello everyone, welcome to the show. If you're new to the show, big welcome to you. We're metaphysical topics, the angelic realm, and all about energy and energy healing. So I'm Dr. Jenn, and I just want to welcome you. So thanks for joining us. Hello to everyone over in YouTube chat. I see them starting to gather over there. We're also live streaming on Facebook through Transformation Talk Radio, our network. I have that live stream with YouTube over on my website as well. You could just go there and watch it that way and join in. But welcome to everyone, whether you're listening on audio or watching the video. It's great to have you with us. Now, I got some good news today. Yay, because we've been busy with energy shifting. Energy has been just nonstop. We've had retrogrades, we've had potent full moons and stuff like that. And I've been tapping in and asking the angels for guidance with that continually. That's what I do. And they don't tell us what to do. They guide us. They just let us know, hey, we're here, and it's gentle. And they just keep me sane, to be honest. I feel like if they weren't in my life on a daily basis, I don't know what I'd do. I have a lot of gratitude for that. So I like to share that with you. I share my experiences. I share what I've learned and studied and what has helped me. And it's up to you to decide whether that works for you, or I'm hoping that it will guide you to find what is the best path for you. Not exactly mine, but what will work for you. Now, we do intuitive readings as well. And some of you have sent questions in, and we are tapping in for angel insights for the entire month of May. Here it is, May 2nd, and May has some pretty good energy that is going to be a warm welcome after all the shifting we've been doing. For the last 4 months, especially of this year, it's been busy. This is a transformative year. It's a big energy shifting year, and it's really going to be even bigger in January. We're shifting, we're changing for the better. And sometimes we don't understand what those changes are, or why things are coming and going from our lives, or what we thought isn't, things like that. Spiritual awakening can bring up a lot of things that at first feel a little uneasy, but then as we learn to trust and just go with it and understand that, wow, these changes, I don't understand them, but I'm finding that I feel drawn to them. I know somebody out there listening can connect with what I just said. You don't know why. You've always done it a certain way. And then there's this shift that starts to happen within you, and you're just magnetically drawn to something different. And you don't know why. But you know that you just have to do it, even though you don't understand it. It might feel a little scary. It's unknown. Change and something brand new is unknown to everybody. And we're all kind of in the same boat together with that. All of us. All of us are in the same boat. So what does May bring? Well, May, the month of May, we're talking about May of 2019, has some restorative energy to it. There's time to restore and take a time out. I want to bring up right off the bat, because this was the perfect timing to answer this question today, because it relates to what we're talking about, actually. But we had a question come in, and from Beth, and she was asking, with all the moons and retrogrades setting is wait a minute, how does that read? With all the moons and retrogrades setting up for growth and awakening. Okay. Can the angels tell me if I will be purchasing a home in the next 130 days? They can assist you. Here's how that works, okay? And this is what we're all learning how to practice. Angels assist us with what we choose and what we want to manifest, because we really are a co-creator in that. So if your goal and your focus is purchasing that home, they will unfold to you different avenues, different opportunities, different things that will lay out to help you, assist you in what you're trying to do. If it's aligned with your soul growth, and that's the place, that's the priority as well. That's something to think about. If it's aligning with the soul path, and our soul, our higher self, is here for us to grow. It's not about anything in this physical world. Whatever it takes for us to grow with the things that we came here to learn. If this new home, this new location is all about that, it's going to happen. You don't even have to really try. I mean, that's how that works. When I started to go with that perspective more, things started manifesting way quicker. They're already manifesting quicker, but it really is feeling like yes. It feels like a yes because you are really focusing and want that. If there's any kind of negatives or fears, or you don't really want it, it'll cancel it out. That's how the manifesting is working right now. This year is if you have something to change, if you have something to do that's going to stop, end, move, change, relocate, change jobs, relationships come and go, that kind of thing, this is a good year to do it for everybody. So I wanted to let you know that about the retrogrades and moons. They're actually here to assist us with the shift. The retrogrades that are really prominent right now are Pluto and Saturn, and they are not the same as like a retrograde in Mercury. It's very different. Mercury's the one where you don't want to do a lot of big, and we have Mercury often. Mercury, when it goes retrograde, that's usually communication gets confusing. That's when you want to wait till it goes direct again before you do a lot of document signing. That's not the case here. This is very different. This is more about growth in a different way. So it really doesn't affect things like that. It's totally different. So I wanted to answer and address that about the retrograde she's asking about. The moons, and that's what I'm going to talk about too, because this is May 2nd, so let's move into what's going on here. On May 4th, we have a new moon, May 4th. Okay, let's talk about that one first. Let me get to some of my notes here. We have a new moon in Taurus. That's in 2 days. This is a pretty interesting moon. This is the one that really starts to slow the pace for us, because May really is kind of a timeout break for us to catch up, and with all the retrogrades, it does slow things down for us to review where we were, where we're going. Do we want to change anything? There are opportunities to edit, or think if you were taking a test and you have the opportunity to go back and change an answer that you know you didn't answer correctly, you want to fix that and make a correct answer. It's kind of like a review like that. That's another analogy you could use. It gives us time to edit. If you were writing a letter and you need to go back and edit and fix misspells, or wait, that won't be understood correctly, let me rephrase that kind of thing. Retrogrades really help us review. Think of it like it's an edit, a life edit. You can go back and, no, that's good. You're proofreading, so to speak. And no, wait, I want to change that. I can make that better. That's an opportunity with it. That's a good thing. So May slows it down a little bit for us so we can reflect. We can look at the quality of our lives. We can think about the direction we're heading in. Do we like the direction we're heading in? And this moon in Taurus is a sign of, it's an earthy grounded sign. So I like this particular new moon because you can ground in and be current, be be aware, be conscious, be in your now. And that's really a big deal. You want to do that. Taurus is very grounding like that. The other thing is you're going to be encouraged to review day-to-day routines. What are your habits? What are your routines? Do they need to change? Taurus will also give us an opportunity to bring more joy, love, support into your life, because Taurus likes the beautiful life. It likes the love, it wants the joy, it wants the happiness, it wants to enjoy the physical life. That's what Taurus is. And so this is like pretty cool to be able to get this little bit of reprieve from all the hard work we've been doing with all the shifts. And some of those retrogrades, Pluto and Saturn, they're kind of intense because they take you into emotions, they take you into rebirth, the end of something and the new. And then Saturn is going to, it's kind of like the strict, stern disciplinary that's like, okay, get with it. Hey, you're slacking, and let's get this thing going. So together, actually, they can really help us in a positive way to make those shifts. But sometimes we just have to catch up. We feel like overwhelmed a little bit. And the grounding of Taurus is awesome right now, because if you've been feeling that scattered overwhelm, grounding with this energy on that new moon, just taking time to go, okay, hey, I just got to catch my breath and get my bearings here. It's going to be a good thing. It also is very good for making some changes in your health. It's going to address that. So maybe eating better, starting the exercise program you haven't started yet that you keep telling yourself you're going to do. Is there any bad habits, that day-to-day routine? Is there any habits that you could, let go of, stop, change, tweak? One of the easiest ways to stop a bad habit, habits are habits, right? Those routines. You get into this routine, you do it the same thing over and over and over. Our autopilot, so to speak. This is wanting you to come out of autopilot and actually put your hands on the wheel and drive manually and be in it. And if you were to find, say your morning routine is the same thing every day, what could you do different? Sit in a different chair, sit in a different place, have something different in the morning to eat. Start that 5 minutes of meditation that you always say you're going to do, but you never do. That's what Taurus is talking about. That's going to be very good for you, because this opportunity of rest and restoration and like a little bit of a vacation break from all the energy shifting is well received here. And that will help you, because when it starts to ramp back up again, we're going to get busy again in the latter half of the year. It's going to get busy again. So we want to take this opportunity to take a break. You want to go and have fun in your life. There's another part of this that likes balance. Taurus likes things to be balanced. Taurus also is an energy that doesn't like to be pushed and shoved and rushed. So you see, it likes to, chill out. Think vacation, think that. Do you give yourself time to play? Do you give yourself time to do things you love and that are just for the fun of it? There's no purpose other than you just like to do it and it's fun. Have you had time to do it? Have you made time for that? Some of this is going to push you to balance work and play. And that brings a healthier environment to the whole dynamic for your energy, what you live and thrive in, because there's different things that both bring to the table. When we work, you create good disciplinary habits. You have a routine that's, supporting you, kind of thing. Yeah, we're talking about routine again. It keeps you grounded. It's good for you. But when you're having fun and you're just doing something for the fun of it, there is no outcome you're looking for. You're just doing it because it's fun and you love it. That wakes up creativity. That wakes up your passions. You start to feel happiness and energy fills you. And you just feel such a relief by not feeling so restricted in the routines. So there's a freedom in the play. So that's a very important part of our lives right now that this month gives us opportunity to dive into. And with the new moon coming in a couple of days, and you should start to be feeling that now, you should feel there's a slowing down to life a little bit. You should start to feel that now. I usually do a few days before a moon comes in. That's going to help you so much by allowing yourself to play and have a little bit of fun there. Now there's more to the whole month. That's what's coming up on May 4th. We're going to go into the entire month, the entire energy of the month. We're going to tap in with the angels on that because there's a couple of things here that we want to point out how you can make the most of the month. You will feel so alive again if you give yourself the opportunity to work with the energies that are flowing in now. There's a lot to it. Let's see here. Who have we got over there? We've got hello. This is over in YouTube live chat. We have hello David, Raven, Beth, Judy, Beth. That was Beth. No, it's a different Beth. We've got two different Beths over there. And the journey to becoming me. I love that one. I know, that just makes me smile every time I read that. Welcome, guys. Hello to you. Raven Wolf is saying she's decided to improve her diet, eating healthier, organic, GMO, and gluten-free. You know what? You're a girl of my own heart. I started doing that a few years ago, and I do not regret it. I love it. We're also plant-based, but that's because I chose it. And when I first did, I went to do it, and then it was like, oh yeah, this is great. My body's balance is effortless now because I don't have to work. It's not like, oh, I have to go on a diet and lose pounds, or oh, I have to do this, or oh, I have to, there's always that mindset with that. Now that I have this as a daily habit, and I like exercise and activity as well, but I don't have to work so hard at, oh, I've got to go and detox. Oh, I've got to go do that. I pretty much started making that part of a routine. So when we were talking about routines earlier, it's a good idea to create a new, if you're trying to change a routine or a habit that you know isn't good for you, you create a new one. This is worked with a lot in hypnosis and mindsets and habits. They say it takes 3 weeks to change a habit, or 21 days or whatever. That's the mind looking at it from the mental. But if you have a new habit you want to do, when you first do it the first couple of times, you got to like make yourself do it, right? But once you do that once or twice and you feel good that you did that for yourself, and you just stay with that for a few weeks, you're pretty much replacing the old habit with a new one. You can do that with beliefs. I know. You can do that with a mindset and a focus, like an attitude towards something. You can just start working with affirmations to shift it. And I'm saying that because, like, say you have a belief that you're just never going to make it, but you really want to make it. That's what I'm talking about. That belief has to be replaced with that you are. And that's how you can work with it in the mindset. Working in the mindset with affirmations, like for Raven Wolf, where she's going to change the diet, eat healthier, all that good stuff, she can say, I am healthy and thriving, and it reiterates and supports the choices that she's made. That's an example of it. So anybody, you can do that with anything that you're talking about with that. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, I want to dive into a little bit more about what's going on with May. We have a lot to share with you on May. So I'm Dr. Jenn. You're listening or watching the Jenn Royster Show, and we'll be right back after the break.
Tune in to the Jenn Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life. This amazing show is an inspirational hour that will take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jenn is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Call in for intuitive readings and visit JennRoyster.com for more information.
Welcome back to the show. All right, we're going to dive in. We have a little bit more to share with you about this month of May. First of all, Archangel Raphael is the angel that has come in pretty strong for this month, and it's perfect because it's a healing month. It's a time to restore, rejuvenate, take a rest. Archangel Raphael is very good also for when you want to make healthier choices in life. So this whole timeline here is, what can I do to improve my life in my happiness, in my routines, in my health? What can I do? Physical fitness, the whole thing. So in your everything. So just think about where could you do something healthier, make a healthier choice is really the goal if you had to put it in one sentence. Now, let's move on. We've talked about the May 4th new moon. That one's in Taurus. Now let's talk about the rest of what's going on. We have 3 planets actually. I mentioned Pluto and Saturn, but we also have another one, Jupiter. And Jupiter is expansive. That's the one that wants you to just go out uninhibited and do, go learn, grow. It's a very free feeling, expansive energy that Jupiter brings in. Pluto, remember, that's death and rebirth of something old, something new, not literal death, but your life changing, alignment with the shift. And emotions and spirituality. Saturn is the disciplinary, like let's make things better and let's do it. Let's go. Like a manager, it's like a, it's interesting. It just has this stern, let's fix it, let's do it, let's go. Aries has a little bit of influence in there. That's why it's kind of nice right now at the beginning of that month with that little bit of break with that new moon, because there's still a little undercurrent of Aries energy. So if you're feeling irritable, intense, impatient, and it's kind of flowing in and out like you'd be fine, and then by the end of the day you're completely different, or one day you're fine, and just know you might be picking up some of that influence as well, or you might be absorbing somebody else that's under that feels that, because it will affect some people more than others. So keep that in mind. Once you're aware, okay, that's just Aries kind of works with that Saturn, like, let's go, let's do it. And then there's this gentle energy coming in. The Taurus is like, I'm not in a hurry. I'm not rushing. And so you might feel that a little bit. Go with the Taurus right now, because then it'll settle the fire. And then when you're grounded and you feel more rejuvenated, you'll think clearly and your decisions will make more sense to you, and you'll be able to do that better. So another thing is, it's a good time. Remember, I was saying it's a good time to check in. This is a perfect time to check in with yourself to see if you're headed in the right direction. That's very important. And this is something I really want you to hear. It is never too late to make a change. It's not like, oh no, this is it. It's too late. I'm done. How many times do you just stop because, oh, too late now. It's too late for me. That's a belief you could change, by the way. If you keep thinking, oh, it's too late for me, or it's too late, then that's what you manifest. So it's never too late, but which one do you believe? Which one do you believe? So you might want to look at that if you're feeling like that. It's really the perfect time to reflect and ponder and think about necessary steps that you need to do that might be different. That's what this is all about. Raphael is very calming. When I've ever worked with Raphael, whenever I've asked for the healing for myself or someone else, on request, things like that, I've asked to help me stay on task with something like a habit I'm trying to change. Raphael's perfect for that because it's gentle nudging. So if you get that repetitive, hey, it would be a good idea to start that yoga practice, or hey, it could be a good idea to start doing that daily walk you want to do, or whatever. That's how Raphael works that I'm aware of. That's how I feel the energy of this beautiful angel. And it never feels, intense. It always, like, Michael feels very different. Michael feels like just a protector, warrior, protecting you from all this stuff, or the detoxing and cutting cords and all that. Very different energy. They all have a different personality and energy for me, and that's how I know which one that I'm dealing with or working with. But when you need to restore and heal, that gentle energy that Archangel Raphael has is just, there's nothing like it. It's just so soothing. It's very soothing. So I wanted you to know that if you feel that around after you've asked, that's how I feel him. Not everybody's going to pick it up the same way. I'm not saying I know that how you're going to pick it up. I'm just sharing how I do, because that's all I can share is how I know it. So that's how I know the difference. And I've learned that with them. Now, another thing is, let's see, on the 18th, let's talk about that one. The 18th. The 18th of the month is a full moon. And we are going to go into that one a little bit, because after this, calm down. On the 18th, the full moon's in the sign of Scorpio. Yeah, and that's going to be one of the most potent full moons of the year. So we do want to talk about that. Not negative, but what is Scorpio about? Transformation and spiritual growth. Transformation and spiritual growth. So that's what Scorpio energy is about. So we're getting this opportunity to rest up for the big race. Oh yes. And it's a very highly charged full moon. It really is. It's a strong full moon that's going to come on the 18th. Nothing bad here. But it's now you work on what you want to tweak and change. And then you look at, okay, I've got a couple weeks to just kind of, you know that old saying, get your ducks in a row. Have you ever heard that? How many people still use that? I don't know. And then you've got this energy of Scorpio. It's like, all right, let's do this transformation and spiritual growth. And spiritual growth is spiritual growth. You know how a spiritual awakening can feel when you resist it. When we resist it is when we feel the symptoms of spiritual growth. And not all of them, but you feel it that way because you're resisting it, you're trying to fight against it. And then at the same time, spiritual growth is when your awareness grows and you level up to another level, and it's just a spiritual awakening experience. So we have a little bit more of that going on. And that's not a negative, really isn't. Fear is something that just puts everything on hold, and just that's what can cause the stuck feeling. You know, just nothing's working, nothing moves, because it just stops everything in its tracks. So as we move into like a higher dimensional frequency, I'm noticing that fear fades more, or you start to become aware, well, I used to be scared to death of that, but I'm not so much anymore. You're growing. You're moving away from that. You're ascending into a higher frequency when you can start to feel that. If you feel it pulling you all the way back down, it lowers the frequency. Fear is a lower frequency. It just is. So you resonate at the lowest one you're believing in. So a lot of people feel that fear of the unknown. But we're practicing this year especially to work our way out of that, to desensitize ourselves somewhat to, I don't need to be afraid of every little change I'm not understanding yet. I just need to just go with this and see what happens. I mean, you get to that point where, what else can I do? Because the more I fight it, the bumpier it gets. You might want to try it a different way. So let me see how everybody's doing over here. I'm going to take a second here. Let's see, what is everybody saying over here? Beth saying great insight on the belief via affirmations in 21 days. Yeah, if you've never tried that, give it a try. You can do it with something simple, but give it a go. Just any habit to change. Let's see. We got this whole angel army cheering us on. Yay. I love it. Saturn must be hitting me hard, David is saying. Let's go. Saturn is, I have felt Saturn in the last week, honestly. And in fact, I started making this lighthearted, this is how I've been dealing with it. It's stuff that just, oh, come on. And I just make personify it. I go, Saturn, is that you messing with me? Seriously? And it would be things that would just kind of grate me, that were something that used to grate me a long time ago. And I never even thought about it. And then I'm like, that's Saturn bringing that up for me to address it. And once I did that, I threw it out on the table like that. I was able to process it within minutes, and it really worked. So I'm kind of sharing something that I tried that worked for me. You might want to give that a go, because it will pull up the stuff that, it does pull it up. But that's the only way we do transform, and that's what is part of spiritual awakening. We have to go through facing some things that we may not want to face or talk about, or things we might be holding resentment to, anything like that. It's going to pull it all up because it has to go. You can't take it with you to 5D living. Fifth dimension is here, and it's coming in even stronger, and it's just becoming a replacement now. Really, 3D is, fizzling out. So if you're trying to hold on to that stuff, that can feel even more difficult. So, when you start to feel it, just try that. We have more people showing up. Hi, Karen and R. Taylor. Hello. I've been upgrading my thoughts of no matter what doesn't work to anything as what I do doesn't work to anything as possible. You want to look at the belief. Do you believe it's going to work? That's something that I'm just sharing, because when people are first starting and it doesn't work right away, they're like, hey, that's not working for me. Some people, like, hey, law of attraction is not working for me. If you want something to change, but the belief isn't completely convinced, it kind of cancels out. So it's more of just staying with it and practicing it. I mean, I've worked with it for years, and there's times where something is a little more difficult than something else to manifest. But a lot of it is we don't realize we cancel out our own requests sometimes. So say you want to change jobs, and you're like, I really don't want this one anymore. I want to try a new one. And this is the type that I want, whatever it might be. And then you go, but I probably won't ever get that. You just canceled out what you wanted because you want it, but you don't really think you can get it. That's the kind of example I'm setting with that to maybe help you out. Nothing is right or wrong here. I'm sharing what I've discovered has helped me tweak that to manifest things quicker. Because I feel like, let's just get on with it, and that's how we feel. Raven is saying fear is a distraction, keeps you, yeah, fear just disrupts everything. It just causes it.